Welcome, welcome. So now we're going to continue on to MSQ. Now it's the start of Heavensward. So this will be nice. Note that I should put is the voice actors they change for the English PAs in Heavensward. So if voices sound different, that is why. Coming to Ishgard.
The dawn's light will shine again.
Yeah, you can hear it in Alphina's voice. Right.
So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchefon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Not everyone got changed. I believe Horsefont's the same.
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmont has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortam. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper. Pray, consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Hear, hear!
And the quest accepted and quest finished also changes depending on the expansion as well. I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. Fear not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the Gate of Judgment have been informed of our decision. You need but state your names and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Till then. We are finally in Ishgard. Ishgard is a very interesting. Big. But as we'll get to see. Wards of House Fortam. Ah, yes. Yes.
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came.
It would be nice to play the job and meteor features each expansion.
To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus.
But it's a lot of work to get each job up.
A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace. Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and her companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change. Though none knew then how great.
From the memoirs of Count Edmund IV. Heavens. That is the voice of Count Edmund. Well, as I was saying, it would be nice to do the job that Meteor or Warrior Flight. The character that shows up in trailers, but having a Dragoon up for Heavensward and having a warrior for AR, a lot of work. Especially since those are level 1 jobs. Greetings, Mr. Zakari. On behalf of House Fortomp, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you all would come with me. I should pick up all the rights. This is where you can pick up Machinist, Dark Knight, and Astrologer. You do need to actually get into Ishgard to unlock them. Which they made that change in Stormblood, where you don't need to be in that expansion area to get the new jobs. For better or worse. I do think overall is a better idea. Because as you can see with my jobs, right? I am leveling 2 at the same time. Because one's clearly overtaking. Like already I'm over the job or level requirements, right? For this. So it's not unreasonable to say that I wouldn't hit 60, 70 soon. For MSQ has me get to those levels. Which means if I wanted the future jobs, I'm not locked out. They also made it so you're only 10 levels below rather than 20. Because these 3 jobs start at level 30 rather than 10 levels. As you can see, Red Mage is part of Stormblood. But you're able to get a 50 for Mage and Samurai. And each expansion levels by 10. So by the end of Heavensward, we'll be at 60. Which would be the start of Stormblood. Then this is the start of Heavensward, right? We're at 50. So I do think it is a good thing that you don't need to be set levels or set city state expansion to pick up the new job. You'll see this often where in Final Fantasy 14 they will be learning from decisions they've done. And they will adjust it for the future. They're pretty receptive to feedback and development. We need to pick up all these hate rights anyways. They're not. Because we'll need them. We'll need all of them. So is a necessary time investment. So we're gonna be doing that. It should be on the last visual. I believe I picked up everything when... Unless I didn't pick up the broom, I actually don't remember. Oh, dead. Yeah. Cool. Now let's continue on. To look upon the splendor of these heights, one would just little suspect the ruin wrought by wyverns. Is it just me, or is the air up here different? You can almost smell the wealth and power. God, it's making me feel faint. The warrior of light and her brave companions, walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I've waited for this day. Allow me to present you family home. Fort Tom's Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends. Introductions must be made.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortom, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortom, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Forton.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Forgive me, my lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies, don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses. But so long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Not a wrong statement. We're going to be here for a long time. Though our friends in House Fortomp has been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. It is only proper that we learn about our new home, so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there's the markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. Could seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companion and I shall, of course, do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer any questions you might have. But I grow forgetful in my dotage. There is something I must give you ere we part. Your documents is in order, trust. Yes, my lord. Those documents identify you as wards of House Fortomp. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Did anyone happen to question your presence here, it will prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Fortomp. Let us hope it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Tataru, the city awaits. Let's go. As this is your first time in our first city, pray permit me to show you the Hoplon, from whence we may gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vaults. Though all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you see it first. I shall then show you around the jeweled crozier, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services, before descending to Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. There are no questions. Hoplon, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, are they perchance Dordan's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphino. They are the fathers of Ishgard. The brave knights who joined with King Dordan the First put down the Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn exploring the pillars. Time permitting, of course. Now then, if you'd follow me to the jeweled Crozier, I shall introduce you to Mistress Eliaze, our master of the markets. Well, you're certainly not locals or traveling peddlers, which makes you all... wards of House Forton. Oh, very interesting. Count Edmund has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have needs of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. As, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable? Young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If we have coin to spend, who are we to? Weapons, armor, accoutrements, medicine, materials, whatever you desire, can be found in a Crozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you as you shall soon be. Our next destination is Atright Plaza and the Foundation. Everyone is ready. Okay, let's actually sell some. We'll say the bags of money. I can also sell these useless things. Those were just taking up inventory space for fun. And here we have the Foundation's Atright Plaza. If you have yet to attune to the Atright, it would be wise to do so now. Already did, my good friend. As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together what else can be found nearby. The Sky Steel manufactory stands to the west. There our engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. Holy stables where the chocobos are trained for war, rely on that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our knights most heavenly, while to the south and east, well, it would be best if you avoided that area. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety at lowest levels, Master Alphino. Hold your noses when you pass the broom, Low Lord. A delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. You misjudge me, sir, for I am no lord but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have ye? Take a turn down the hoplon and cop at the statues. Well, if you have a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knights. If your nursemaid will let you. My humblest apologies, Master Alphino. Pray pay that drunken lout no. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this Forgotten Knight for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this, Hikaru. There are few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, we can say that we might learn of recent events. Then I'm coming too. Yeah. Must say this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in the tavern. We but recently arrived in Ishgard, eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishment, Master Gabrielant. Just Gabrielant will do. And I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, of course. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more decent. Speaking of your clientele, I cannot help but note the difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Thought that, didn't you? Up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. Folks on a broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to our tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger sprites, all quality, fine, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak at the lower levels, yes? Why they called him the broom, if I may ask. Because when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. I see. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the broom that got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the knights. More than a few people are so sore about that, mind. Which is why, considering your present company, I recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot, just to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alphino, I think it would be best if we return to Fort Tom Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'll stay for a drink or two. Miss Tataru, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord the Count will never forgive me if I abandon one of his charges in such a place. Least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Tataru? Look around, Alphino. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Indeed, but will you be safe here on your own? Oh please, do you know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had a guild for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it then. Tataru, Hikaru and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by Link Pearl if you require assistance. I will. Don't worry, Hikaru. If there's any news of our friends, I'll find it. We'll be going over here many times. The last vigil of the pillars. Welcome, Mr. Sakari. I'll show you inside the manor. Man, this guy's job is just to open the gates and close the gates. Pray do not concern yourself with me, madam. Is that... Aye, it is the smell of mead. Newly come and already sampling the delights of our taverns. Oh yes, I like you. I like you a lot. How'd you find our city? Beautiful, is it not? Tell us then, Master Alphino, does Ishgard meet with your expectations? And which I imagine pales in comparison to reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history every step I took. And when those steps took me past the scars left by the wyverns and Foundation, I understood how easily the history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable. The wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Americ has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, yet alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you have done for us, we would welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness. That is most generous offer, Master Alphino. There are guests in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lead. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse. Good. What would you ask of us? From what I've heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contacts, and so on. And as for you, Mr. Sakari, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a woman with the capability to act swiftly and decisively. Aid Artoriel and Manolane in their duties. I beg your pardon. I'm more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need for our honored guests. Oh no, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do the work? Hold your tongues. By the fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity befitting your station, and show Mistress Akari the respect she deserves. This is the woman who slew Gaius van Belsar and some half-dozen primals besides. She's not here to steal your glory, serve as your errand girl. Imparted them their impropriety, Mr. Sakari. I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks. Very willing, they may even learn something from me. And here's where the MSQ was splitting. It seemed we should not want for employment over the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance sake. In truth, he's glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Fortomp has taken a tremendous risk. Though we but demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and so he would have us publicly serve Ishgard, while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. This is an arrangement we can benefit from. We may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me in contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as for you, go about helping our two lords with their various responsibilities. You will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, mayhap even new allies. Yes, the more I think of it, the more confident I am. By furthering their goals, we shall further our own. I don't know what my red mage gear is at. Ah. I could pick up both of them. That would be off then, old girl. Ah, but where are my manners? Emmanuel de Fortomp, second son of Count Edmund de Fortomp. Trueborn, that is. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You're absolutely right. What ill fortune be born second in a society where the elder inherits all? Oh, my brother would never cut me off. It's true. But who could be satisfied subsisting on a meager allowance? Forever overshadowed by a sibling. Not I, old girl. Not I. Which is why I need your help to ensure that this business in the Sea of Clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my great deed can win me a place in a people's heart, or better yet, raise me higher in estimations than Artorial. Ambitious, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Oh, don't look at me that way. I jest. Anyway, we're to aid the good men and women of House Helenart. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house, though they've fallen on hard times and calamity, or blighters. As for what precisely we will be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Just come along with me to the airship landing. We'll need to take an airship to Camp Cloudtop. Doesn't matter which order you do them. Let us begin anew, Mr. Sakari. I am Sir Artorial de Fortomp, eldest son of Count Edmund de Fortomp. You'll forgive me my outburst, I hope. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Orshafont has spoken of you often. If you're even half the woman he claims, I shall be glad to have you at my side. In a matter at hand, we will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of House Durandare and Desamale. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it. Aye, well. Suffice it to say, the prospect of assisting said houses does not fill me with joy. However, it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this crucial juncture. But we shall speak more of that anon. First, we must secure transportation to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo Stables and Foundation. Most of the time I did our tutorials first, because they're closer to the Chocobo styles. I'm kind of inclined to do the same again, just because they're closer. Actually, they're not. I thought they'd be close. Yeah, we'll do the seconds first. Are you ready to depart, madam? The airship bound for Camp Cloudtop will be leaving shortly.
Upon an airship, conceived within the fecund mind of Sid Garland, renegade prodigy of Garlemald, who had come to call Eorzea home. High into the heavens, where isles of earth and stone floated as clouds, a frontier the knights of Ishgard had scarce begun to explore. To a fledgling outpost, within the sea of clouds, where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, she came.
Awfully cold up here. I mean, Curtis may not be blessed with the warmest weathers in the world, but compared to this, it seems positive to follow me. And of course, our hero is wholly unperturbed. You don't have to maintain that strong, silent persona all the time, you know. Never mind. We need to find Lady Laniate. She is in charge of the garrison here. Oh, and when we find her, just follow my lead, yes? Excellent. We're back to using the Fenrir, because it is faster mount than regular mounts, especially without flying or mount speed. Back to using. No, picking up pace rights. As you'll see, the maps here get a lot bigger compared to what it was like in ARR. The maps here aren't even comparable. They're a lot bigger. In return, there are less areas per location, of course. But I think it's a more or less equivalent trade-off. and everything's back to being angry at me, because we're in the same level as them, more or less. Planiite? Maybe? Planiite? A hard name. Mr. Sakari, welcome. I'm Sir Laniate de Halinarte, commander of the forces stationed here at Camp Cloudtop. Strange though it may sound, I have long dreamed of meeting you. I am in your debt, and shall ever remain so. Were it not for you, my younger brother Francel would have been executed upon the word of a false inquisitor. Alas, a knight must go where duty demands, and thus have I been unable to seek you out. But by the grace of Halone, I have been granted an opportunity to thank my brother's savior in person, and call upon her generous aid besides. Surely, I know not what I have done to deserve this blessing. Ahem. It is a pleasure to see you again, my lady Laniite. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce her name. You cut an elegant figure as always. A steel-clad rose, equally at home, on a battlefield, or in a pond. Lord Emanolane. It is not too much to ask. I should be grateful if you allow me to finish speaking. Sorry. Camp Cloudtop was established to provide early warning of impeding Dravanian incursions. The high elevation afforded by the floating isles make it ideal for this purpose. Naturally, it also makes us a ready target for attack. We are not defenseless, however. Protector, our largest and most advanced airship, is capable of downing all but the mightiest dragons. Alas, as you may have noticed, it is currently undergoing repair. What is worse, our efforts have been hampered by indigenous beast tribes known as the Vanu, with whom we have had several skirmishes already. No beastman is a match for the man of Ishgard. Bring me a birdman and I'll show him a thing or two. I fear much and more may be asked of you in the days of come, Mistress Sakari. We get asked to do stuff all the time. It's alright. This is no different. While I understand Count Edmund's intentions, I would rather not waste valuable time ensuring that the young lord doesn't get trampled on foot. True, it is entirely possible that he may learn something from this experience, but if left to his own devices, I think it far more likely that he will make a mess of things. Tell him that I would like him to keep watch for uranium outflyers. Then when you have a moment to speak with his manservant in private, make it clear that it is his responsibility to keep Manolane from shirking his. Let's say, is it me or is the air here a bit oppressed from Laniite? Why didn't she think to ask me in person? Surely she must see me standing here, a few yalms away. Oh, never mind. What is it? A mission? Yes, of course. That is why I'm here. I shall do as my lady asks. Mr. Sakari. I do not believe I properly introduced myself. My name is Honoroit, and I serve as a pleasure of Lord Emanolane. Lady Laniate would have me accompany Lord Emanolane on his mission. I understand completely. I will do my utmost to keep him out of harm's way. What a capable little manservant, huh? Were he of another house, mayhap I would not feel obligated to go to such length to preserve his safety and dignity. In any case, I appreciate you speaking to him for me. It would seem he actually listens to you, at least so than others. Or mayhap you are more skilled at this than most. I suspect you have had to humor your fair share of difficulty before. Now that Amanolane is out of harm's way, we are free to discuss the matters of actual importance, such as struggles with Vanu Vanu. We first encountered the Vanu several years ago, when we had just begun to explore new clans. After an exchange of pleasantries and gifts, we received permission to construct a permanent lookout. There was peace between our people for half a year, until suddenly, for reasons unknown, their attitudes toward us changed. They began to attack our foraging parties without provocation, forcing us to rely more heavily on supplies flown in. But words are no substitute for first-hand experience. Go and see Sir Muriel. You could use your assistance. Mr. Zakari, I presume. Lady Laniate told me you were coming. I hear that you have never faced a Vanu before. I'll spend enough time on patrol, and you're sure to cross paths with them eventually. These birdmen are native to the floating island. I say birdmen, but they're not at all like the Ixal. Unless that Ixal's mother was a gigas. Here, let me mark several locations on your map. If you discover any Vanu in these areas, kill or drive them away. I like when they actually say I mark X places in your map, because then it makes sense why we have markers on the map. Like a nice nod to hey, game mechanic. Well, we're gonna explain it in a way that makes sense. I like that, personally. Like a nice little nod. Hey, we know these are important parts to the game, but here's a way we're gonna incorporate into the story. You steel yourself for a mighty struggle, yet find no Vanu lying in wait. So another part of Heavensward is like these maps aren't instantly unlocked to us like it was in AR. In AR, everything got revealed regardless of us exploring. Heavensward made so you have to explore it yourselves to get the achievement for exploring the things, much like how the dungeons are, and 2, you get EXP for exploring the new chunks of areas. You know, these things don't fall over easily. It's a good and a bad thing, I guess. I think it's a good thing because it would feel weird if they just died in like 2 shots. Bad thing is obviously it takes longer. But it's okay. Maybe it's like part of the storytelling. Okay, you got the blessing of light. Maybe you're not sure. Finish with your patrol. Anything to report? Maybe it was too much to hope for a day without a skirmish. At least I can take solace in the fact that Halone has blessed us with a mighty ally. Accepting your recent clashes with the Vanu, I cannot have escaped your note. It cannot have escaped your notice that things here are rather peaceful. The detriment of our garrison's discipline. Despite being built as an observation post, we have yet to record a single intrusion by the Horde. That is why, as far as everyone is concerned, Camp Cloud Top is a backwater of no significance. And of course, the pride of our camp, the vaunted protector, is in perpetual state of needing repairs. So even were the Holy See to come under Gervanian attack, we would be unable to fly to their aid. Simply put, Mr. Zakari, this is where ambition comes to die. If you haven't aspirations for advancement, you'll be right at home. However, I would like to think that enthusiasm could just be as contagious as apathy. If you'll indulge me, I would have you seek out the sentries and stoke their fighting spirit. Psych them up, you might say. Let me just copy paste that real quick. Is it an attack? What should we do? What should we do? You had me fooled there for a moment, old girl. An amusing jest, albeit a tad cruel. Surely you must have realized how unsuited I am to the monotony of mere sentry duty. Yet you tempt me with promise of excitement. No, this won't do. This won't do at all. Lady Laniite will give me a grand mission that fits my station. Oops. What? Oh. Oh, I was just like, where? What is it? Is it the Horde? By the Fury, whatever possessed you to do that? I'm awake, worry not. After that shock you just gave me, I doubt I'll be sleeping for a fortnight. Ye gods, where'd that come from? Fine, if you insist, I will make an effort to be more alert. But really, I fail to see the point. We're hundreds of miles away from the front lines, which is just the way I like it. Thank you very much. Does the Sea of Clouds actually get no attacks? I really don't remember. Many thanks, Mr. Zakari. Already I can see the change in our sentry's behaviors. Beg your pardon, Lady Amanolaine said what? Well, I have no doubt that Lady Laniite will do her utmost to oblige him. If Lord Amanolaine is going to demand a more dangerous duty, then I expect Lady Laniite will want you to. You might as well speak with her sooner rather than later. There's no use in avoiding the inevitable. Not wrong. Oh dear, oh dear. And just when everything was going so well. I'll have you know I trained with some of the finest instructors in Ishgard. And you and me, we can march right into Vanna's stronghold and give them all what for. Mr. Zakari, Lord Emmanuel has just informed me that mere sentry duty. I understand we have you to thank for this epiphany. Oh, there's nothing for it but to give him something more demanding now. And I count on you to keep him safe. Excellent. We're in a constant need of fresh water in Camp Cloudtrop, as there are no underground sources we can tap with wells. However, there's a unique variety of crystals we have recently discovered, which may enable us to obtain water through other means. These spring crystals can be found in Vorsian Siren, the east of here. I would have you and Emmanuel bring one back to us. We may have to contend with feral beasts which populate the lakes, not to mention Vanu scouts ranging from their nearby settlement. Of course, that all pales in comparison to keeping the young lord entertained. We have doubtlessly grown accustomed to that by now. Good luck and be safe. Lady Laniate told you to tell me about my mission once again. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear she's avoiding me. Anyway, what is it? A vital mission on success, of which the very survival Camp Cloudtop rests, a procurement of potable water. Finally, it's about time she entrusted me with a mission of her support. Right then, let's go. I don't remember if there's a wrong dialogue option in Heavensward. I genuinely can't remember. Because there are technically wrong answers for AR, especially with the passcode and stuff like that, but I don't remember if that was the case in Heavensward. I really don't. So this is for Theon Siren, of legend, and nary a Vanu in sight. How disappointing. I could do with some sport. I know, why don't you and I make a competition? Whoever finds the superior specimen wins. Honoroid shall judge our entries on size, purity, and the aesthetic sensibility. Let's begin at once. I wish she would at least stayed within right. I don't remember where these crystals are, genuinely. So, we'll have to do this old-fashioned way. The water crystal does not appear to exhibit the properties described by Lady Laniette. Perhaps you should stutter. I don't know where it is. Nope, not that one either. The crystal appears to be secreting a steady stream of water. Perhaps it is the spring crystal Lady Laniate. Also aspected to water that feels wet to the touch. Very interesting. A very interesting, like, implication of Final Fantasy 16 project. The same thing, they use crystals to basically. Ah, Mr. Sakari, have you brought your entry for the contest? My understanding of such things is limited, but can this surely be used to draw moisture from, like water from a pump? Fascinating. Lord Emmanuel has been gone for an awfully long time. Did you perchance see him while you were searching for your crystal? Even he must realize the dangers of walking too far in such a place. Mayhap I am worrying about nothing, but I must ask that you assist me in looking for him, Mr. Sakari. We shall find him more quickly if we split up. Pray search the southern east area of Fur-Sian Siren as swiftly as you are able. Rendezvous with me in Farewell and You survey the surrounding area for a time, but see no sign of Manolane. He's missing. No one knows where he is. Mr. Zakari, Lord of Manolane. Lord of Manolane was taken by the Vanu. They have my lord surrounded, a whole gang of them. Please, you must come quickly. Well, time to go get him. The Vanu must have taken him to that village, mayhap to present to their chieftain. I will make haste to Rose House and tell Lady Light delineate what has happened. Yet by that time I'll return with aid. It may already be too late. Forgive me for asking, sorry. But should you spy an opportunity to seek past the centuries and rescue Lord Evangeline in my absence, I beg you to take it. I know he can be a trifle presumptuous and insensitive and, well, insufferable, but he doesn't deserve this. I like the manservant the most. I didn't mean to use my quick cast on, or swift cast on a proc, but oh well. We're really just solo running into their whole village, huh? But if you're not gonna eat me, are you? That's not what you do to prisoners. Or Hikaru up over here. Netherlings come to free prisoner. Spread word like thunder and cast them to the cloud sea. Keith just sits there, huh? That's thoroughly unpleasant. Netherlings slink away like what? Guileful gale cats. Rally warriors of Gondo, led none if. Why is he scared of? Not even an enemy. Right there. Help has arrived, Hikaru. Although, I don't know where he went. Orshafont, is that you? Thank heavens, get us out of here. Keep Amana Lane safe, Hikaru. We will pull them off. I don't know where he went. Genuinely, I don't know where he went. He kind of just ran off of his chocobo.
Reinforcements?
Anger of Honu, chief of mighty Vundo, royals like blackest storm clouds. Offer netherlings to the white. Cloud sea swells and he comes. The white, mighty Bismarck, Lord of the Mists!
A flying whale? By the Fury, it's a primal. We must away. Damn! Bloody typical. All right, we're going in.
Aye, aye, Chief.
All aboard!
Its BA is very different. Our first look at Bismarck. As they stated, we are all still alive, my friend. Let us take solace in that most simple of blessings. Frightened, me, for a fleeting moment at most. Okay. The gods only know what might have happened had we not been around to save you. No need for thanks, though. It's not as if you haven't done the same for us on a few previous occasions. Alright, more than a few. It was with blind chance that brought us together this time, in case you were wondering. The Holy See has petitioned the Ironwork for assistance with this creation of a protector. Apparently they just can't seem to get her flying. Anyway, I came to Camp Cloud Top to cast an eye over the ship, only to learn that you had arrived on some few days before with an Ishgardian lordling in tow. Small world, I thought. Just as said lordling's manservant skittered into view, babbling about his master having captured and you risking all to rescue him. The rest, as they say, is history. Right, well, I hate to cut short our reunion, but I'm here on business after all. The boys are already hard at work. Don't worry, old friend. We'll speak again soon, I promise. Well, I'd consider that a series of fortunate. Very well, I admit it. It was an incredibly harrowing experience. Could very well have died, you know. Me, dead. On the other hand, by risking life and limb in a line of duty, I did succeed in uncovering the existence of a new primal. And that, old girl, is no small feat. I've made an historic discovery, a fact even Lady Lineate will have no choice but to acknowledge. Yes, I'm rather looking forward to basking in the sunshine of her praises. Speaking of which, isn't it time we made our triumphant return? Very obsessed with her, huh? Ow. No, I'm more glad they don't have a ranged attack. Because that would hurt. And maybe one-shot me if I took a fall in an Ares range attack 3. You know? We're not here to ponder on it. Praise Helone. I feared the worst. What happened out there? A primal? Are you sure? Yet, now that I think of it, this Bismarck is reminiscent of a white whale of Faunu legend. A massive creature said to swim in clouds. From what I've learned of comparable summonings, the presence of the Vanu's god would certainly explain the sudden change in their behavior for the people of Camp Cloudtop. You mean to say that they've fallen under the primals in I recall reading of such things in documents provided by Master Alphino. Are we forgetting something important, Lady Laniate? Below recognition for the hero of the hour. Great choice of expressions of gratitude, respect, admiration, so on. Oh yes, you're of course right. Mrs. Akari deserves all that and more, for having risked her life to rescue such a fierce personage. Well, if there is not else to discuss, I would depart for Ishgard forthwith. The Holy See and the Temple Knights must be informed of this new threat without delay. But of course, Mrs. Akari, you have done more than enough here. I return to Ishgard with Lord Horsefont and give my warmest regards to the Count. So that's it then. No more forays into enemy territory. Very well. I can see my services are no longer needed. Take care, Lady Laniate. May our next meeting take place under more I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Felicitous circumstances? All's well that ends well, eh? There's ship landing done. We can speak on the journey home. Believe that actually I guess we do need to go back to Ishgard anyway. Fine. We need to go back and do we need to go back to start this quest anyway. So go back to Ishgard anyway. We'll finish this first. I confess, I've always been rather fond of airship travel. Chill of the wind upon your face, the warmth of the blood pumping in your veins from the excitement. I find the whole experience indescribably invigorating. Or mayhap it is simply the joy of having cheated death yet again. In any event, I must make for the congregation and inform Sir Aymeric of all that has occurred. The Manolane should have returned to the manor by now. Why not go and see if he has recovered from his... His whole job is just to open the door, I swear. Very interesting job. Oh, it's you, Hikaru. God, do you have to strike me so hard? Father, he did not approve of how I handled matters in Camp Cloudtop. How I endangered the lives of others through my own recklessness and incompetence. It's not easy playing the hero, is it? Well. Okay. He truly is just there for coming relief, I guess. Yeah. Off to... Well, actually... I should actually do a top quest. So... do this before we head off. I completely forgot there's shop quests now for Monk. They don't get unlocked until you actually get the Heavensward. Because all of these shop quests are locked behind Heavensward areas. So it's it's gonna be weird to get these shop quests. Hikaru, your sense of timing is impeccable as ever. I pity your mind was never quite so reliable. But worry not, for the task I would have you perform and tax your limited intellect. It pertains to your monk friend, Little Girls. This scarce comes to any surprise, but my words of wisdom have struck a chord with Gil. Having been made to realize that there is more to life than vengeance, he now expends his energy on more constructive pursuits, namely rebuilding his ward, Fist of Rogger. Indeed, he has taken on pupils, and rumor has it he teaches with both charisma and zeal. Plainly, mine own brilliance as a tutor has rubbed off on it. And what is this task that I would have you do? Take more readings of my thermometer. You are doubtless thinking, false. You of all people should know that I am finished with the research. And such a triumph it was. To be sure, I may have need of your talent for field work again in the future. For now, however, I simply wish for you to go and see how Widow Guild fares. Unless you think I worry about the fool, perish the thought. As a sister of the path, you will be worried about him, though it may not have occurred to you yet. And so I am taking the liberty of telling you what you must do to alleviate that worry. Widow Guild trains his pupils at Revenant's Toll. With that, you have all the information you need. Off you go. You know, I wonder what the Revenant's Toll looks like now. Can you even go on the Rising Stones? Now that I think about it. Are you allowed in the Rising Stone? Interesting. You, easy now, friend. I'll not raise the alarm. I'm not fool enough to believe the rumors. That said, I cannot well let you pass. Orders are orders. A very interesting way of dealing with that. Hikaru, it's been a while, sister. What brings you here? So the professor sends you, but matters not why you came. I am glad for your visit. Indeed, I've begun teaching. I desire to preserve our way, to impart our art to a new generation, though I myself still have much to learn. I have but few pupils now, but slowly their numbers grow. I will introduce some to you. 2 girls who show great promise. Perhaps you can assist in their training. My god, can they not choose easier names to say? Bezenza Ochaka. Was it Master Wither Guild? Has someone new joined? No, not a new pupil, an old one. But first and foremost, it has long surpassed me. Hikaru is her name. Today you will train under her supervision. An excellent opportunity. Go to the usual place and make ready. I've always wanted to have a senior. See you in a bit, Hikaru. Senso, wait. Please excuse Senso. She forgets her name, or she forgets herself sometimes, but she has a good heart. We shall be honored for your watchful gaze, Hikaru. Those two were abandoned by their parents. One day they came and begged me to teach them. They are very dedicated. Very quickly do they learn. Every day is fulfilling. But come, let us go to the training ground. Meet me southeast of Revenant's Toll. Southeast of Revenant's Toll. I don't even know where that is. Like where field is. Oh. Fort Camp. Or Keeper of the Lake. We have no dedicated place for training, no halls of our own. Our pupils train wherever they can. First, I would have you demonstrate your abilities to the Zenta. You wait you in the northeast. I've been waiting for you. Master thinks very highly of you, so you better not disappoint. Oh, you really are strong. And there I was feeling good about myself. The world's a big old place, isn't it? You're really gonna you're gonna demonstrate to Akka next. Yeah, she's gonna be so impressed. We've been together all our lives, in case you're wondering. We can read each other's thoughts as though they were our own. Come on, I'll take you to her. She should be over to the south. Here I thought we'd fight her. I guess we don't. I've eagerly awaited your coming, Mr. Hikaru. Sensa tells me that I'm in for a treat. That I mustn't so much as bat an eye. My heart races in anticipation of your demonstration. Please begin whenever. These things are tankier than the damn thing. No. None of them are actually better, huh? You're every bit amazing as Sensa claimed you to be. Even though Master said so himself, I didn't believe that anyone could be stronger than him. See? You impressed the britches off her. Just like I said you would. Oh, Sensa, I've never been so excited. I wish to learn everything Mistress Hikaru knows. Everything. Me too, Chaka. With her help, we're bound to become stronger than we'd ever dared hope. Growing up on our own, Sensa and I suffered much because we were weak and couldn't protect ourselves. And so we swore to one another that we would become strong. If we could be as strong as you, there would be naught we need fear. I've been wondering about the applications of 4-point fury. Who are you? What do you want? That was Master Withergilt. You have not come to harm. We're fine, Master. It's you we're worried about. What happened? Strangers came. They attacked without warning. The techniques they used were the same as ours. Same as ours? You mean to say they were monks? but I thought there were no others besides ourselves. I alone survived the massacre at the temple. There should be no... this sensation. A new power swells within me, as though a new chakra has opened. It is unlike aught I felt before. Taka, this area was site of some famous battle, wasn't it? Yes, it was. The Battle of Silverterre's Skies, which means that one's chakra can be opened here. Judging by Master's condition, however, I'm inclined to think that something else was the cause. Let us return to Revenant's Pool. I must rest. I'm feeling better. The pain has subsided. They came shortly after you left. Masked men who fight as we do. They were monks, of this I am certain. They outnumbered me. I held them off, but a sudden pain racked my body. As though I was pierced through, I fell to my knees. When next I was aware, my assailants were gone. Most likely fled when they heard your coming. The sensation I felt, not unlike a chakra opening, but neither is it the 7th chakra. If it isn't the 7th chakra, what could it possibly be? I know not. I must ask someone more learned than me. Professor Eric. He is versed in the history of our order. Perhaps he could find more. Nazensa Ochaka, return to your training. Hikaru, this may be a new source of power, so I would share its secrets with you. If I learn something, I'll let you. Next one, class Soviet. Alright. Then we get form shift. Greetings, sister. It is good for you to come again. After your last visit, I told Professor Eric of my experience. I have not heard from him since. I wonder if he had forgotten. He is a busy man. But never mind that for now. You are here now. Perhaps you can help my people train again. The Zensa and Ochaka were impressed by you. They spoke of your prowess to their peers. Now they all want you to teach them. My pupils are training to the west. Let's go there. He is one of mine. He has been badly beaten, but who did this? Ugh, they were monks, like us. The same villains who attacked me. This is an outrage. They must be made to pay. With me, sister, they cannot be far. Is it really okay to just leave him on the ground like that, though? They are the ones, sister. But they are more at large. I saw them scurry away. See to this lot, I will. I will continue giving chase. What's this? What's the path? The dog. They're yours, sister. What? That missed. That Fetterfoot. We almost have them all. He just leaves every time. Beware, Hikaru. Those two are not what they seem. We had stayed too long. Any longer, we wouldn't have a place to return to. We seek no forgiveness for what we do, for it is the only life we know. If we don't return to it now, there'd be nothing left for us. Please understand, we have no other choice, and now prepare yourselves. Damn it. The surging power within, another chakra. But why? How? That's it for today. We're sparring with you, but know that it isn't out of pity. We need you, that's all. What do you mean? Yours is a sect of light, and ours shadow. We're two sides of the same coin. That said, you disciples of light are naught but fodder to us. You exist solely to nourish shadow. Wait. A new chakra has opened within me, as it did before. It's the same for you, yes? The two girls, the way they harness energy differs from us. It must be the way of their sect. I had great hopes for them. Their betrayal saddens me. There is no time for lamentation. The sect of shadow, I knew not of its existence. It is a great surprise. We must learn all we can from them. A new chakra has opened within us. How it happened, I know not. But you have newfound power and you master it. Yeah, form shift. Very useful. Lets you go into any form combo. You can start to fight off with twin snakes or twin strike. Twin snakes was the right word. It's good. It obviously takes your GCD, so you use it on downtime or before a fight, but during a fight, it's obviously better to just do your combo. But before a fight, yeah. Greetings, Mr. Sakari. I've settled a black chocobo for a journey to the Western Highlands, as per Lord Artoriel's instruction. Will this be the first time riding a black chocobo, may I ask? If so, you're in for a treat. As I dare say you know, this particular breed can fly. Given the right condition, they can carry you quite high too, even over Snowcloak. You needn't worry about directing the bird, of course. Like all porters, she's trained to carry you to your destinations all by herself. So just relax and enjoy the view. Oh, but be sure not to relax your grip, will you? 2 hands on the reins at all times, please.
To the frozen wastes of the Western Highlands, once verdant tracts made pallid by the calamity. Beyond the towering wall of ice, to lands long forsaken that the knights of Ishgard strove tirelessly to reclaim. To the hamlet of Falcon's Nest, once abandoned, now freed of its pall of snow and ash, she came.
I'll be right back real quick. My cat is very needy at this time of day, let's say. So he would often meow a lot Sunday. The world looks quite different when viewed from the back of an airborne chocobo, does it not? I still find the experience strangely liberating. The business. Sir Redwald is in charge here. He should be expecting us. Back to Red Mage though. Although they're both about to be 53. It has been far too long, Lord Artorial. And who might your companion be? Pray forgive us our lateness, Sir Redwald. I present to you Hikaru Akari, Ward of House Fortomp. Ah, yes, of course. Lord Trillmont spoke of you. I, Sir Redwald of House Durandare, do bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest. We are both eager to contribute to the settlement's restoration. How may we be of service? Before I speak of that, would I be correct in assuming that Mistress Akari is unfamiliar with our recent history? Then, with your permission, I shall recount the tale for her benefit. As you may know, Falcon's Nest was once a hamlet with a small garrison of knights. And some few villagers, and then came the calamity. When it became clear that the snow would not stop falling, we had no choice but to order a complete withdrawal. The settlement and its entirety of the Western Highlands were to be abandoned. Abandoned to the heretics. Lady Iceheart and her kind have walked these lands with impunity ever since. Aye, but no longer. The Holy See has commanded the reclamation of the Western Highlands and the expulsion of heretical elements. Falcon's Nest is key to accomplishing these objectives. As you can see, rebuilding the hamlet will be no small taking. Our craftsmen require support and protection. Any assistance you can offer will be greatly appreciated. As promised, we of House Fortomp are at your disposal, Sir Redwald. You need but tell us where to begin. Several craftsmen in a house of House Desmail are contributing to the restoration of Falcon's Nest. These men and women are quite skilled at building and repairing fortifications, but their progress has been hampered by a number of factors. Roth, their foreman, tells me that he has the need of a woman with your talents. Would you be so kind to seek him out? That was a quite lucky draw. I will today, right? And I don't actually remember where. We need to actually look and find them. Found them. Yes, I'm Roth. And who might you be? Ah, the promised help. Glad to have you aboard. I have the honor of overseeing this fine mess before you. Sent me over on one of them blackbirds, same as you, to build and mend and tell others how to build and mend. But fear you take me, this ice. It's bloody unnatural how fast it forms. It's icicle sprites. I tell you. Mark my words, there are pockets of them here, and they're just waiting for me to turn my back, just so they can sneak out and do their dirty work. But I need you to search the hamlet and put an end to it. If you stay and watch long enough, you're sure to find them. It makes such a metallic clanking sound when it die. This is weird because they don't look like they're made of metal. They're sprites. Well, I guess I don't know what a sprite is comprised of, to be fair. Very off-putting to hear it sound like metal. Sounds like you drop aluminum. Well, the sprites are dead. Ah, now there's a woman what looks like she found her marks. You're just the sort we need around here. The kind I'll hop to when she sees a task undone. You're a dab hand at warcraft, I can tell. Not that I've seen any skill at arms to speak of, mind, but it doesn't take an expert to recognize expertise. It'd be a waste to keep you to myself when there's others out who need help same as me. If you're keen to keep on doing what you've done, I'd ask you to head north to the pike. Bloody huge statue out on the waste if you've never been. Mason by the name of Pierremont is out there, heading to the thing. Good man, Pierremont, but I reckon he's taken on too much work for one. Might be there's something you can do for him. God, these names are too difficult for me. They really are. I never tire of hearing the ninjas move their mudras. Flanking. I find it funny, personally. Hail to you, traveler. What brings you out this way? Foreman Roth bid you to assist me. Will far be it from me to turn down a helping hand. I've been tasked with the restoration of this sculpture. 5 years of neglect have not been kind, to say the least. Fortunately, it's just a thing for it. Rather, these deep eyes have it. If you could slay 3 and bring me their bristles, I would be in your debt. God, those things hurt for just being regular mob. There you are. Have you the bristles? Here. Ah, feel how coarse that is. That's why they're perfect for scrubbing the soot from the statue. Beautiful, isn't it? The spitting image of Haldrath, first of the Azure Dragons, and one of Ishgar's founding fathers. A symbol of everything the Travanians despise, which is why they've taken to searing it with dragonfire every time they pass it. But no longer will we suffer this desecration of our nation's hero. Soon the statue will be as it once was, a proud shining testament to the determination of Ishgard, and a message to heretics that we have returned. The work may be hard and conditions harsh, but as a proud Ishgardian, I could ask for no credit. Are you for Falcon's Nest? If so, I have a favor to ask. There's this knight, Sir Yasador, stationed at the anvil to the west of here. She's always treated me with kindness and respect, more than I deserve, to be honest. Any road. While you were away, she came through on patrol, and I think she might have left a package behind. It's a bit of a detour, but would you mind returning it to her? My thanks to you, friend. I think the next set of gear I'm just gonna always pick up. Looks like the 115s don't really place. My chop gears are better than. I don't know how. I guess it's because these don't have melt slots. What's that? A package? I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about. Confounded, that fool of a... What a waste. It was a gift, adventurer. Paramount labors day and night without regard for his own well-being. At the very least, he ought to try to eat better. Why not simply give it to him? By the fury, have you no sense of decorum? A highborn knight cannot be seen favoring a lowborn mason in such a manner. Nevertheless, I appreciate your concern, as well as your willingness to assist Deramont. May your journey back to Falcon's Nest be safe and swift. Pray give my regards to Sir Redwald. Such weird politics behind it. I feel like it just make it be known, man. Gosh, that fork. The fork. I must applaud your initiative, Mr. Sakari. Rolf tells me you have been quite busy. Alas, we have not the time to thank you properly. I have a task to which I would commit all able-bodied men and women, you and Lord Artorial included. Calm as ever, even when you must surely sense the gravity of the situation. A veteran through and through, just as Lord Tremont said. Good. We have lost contact with a reconnaissance party sent north to River's Meet in search of the heretics' hideaway. Whether they were attacked or met with some other misfortune, we know not. Regardless of the cause, we must act quickly, for this is a harsh, unforgiving land which can claim, and has claimed, the lives of many men. To ensure we find our missing knights as quickly as possible, I have assigned each party a different area to search. You and Lord Artorial will be working together. Take him out when you are ready to depart, and good luck. It seems we have been assigned to an area near Camp River's Meet, Mr. Sakari. Lest you are unaware, the camp was one of many our knights were forced to abandon when we withdrew from Kerfus Western Highlands. One of many sacrifices made in the wake of the calamity. It would not surprise me if our knights took shelter there. There is but one way to find out, though. Let us be off. Wow. Okay, never mind. That makes more sense. I was about to say, dude, River's Meet is this whole area. How the heck do you want to survey this whole area? Well, if it's by the camp, then up here. It's a nice thing those sprites don't actually attack you. They have range attacks. There, below us, Camp River's Meet, or what remains of it. I see no way to descend the cliff safely from here. If we follow the beast below, would make short work of us. Come, I know a path to the riverbed below, east of Black Iron Bridge. Jump off. You don't die, trust me. Okay. Jump off. You'll lose all your HP, but it's okay, you'll regen. That's how game logic works. Your ribs will grow back. Trust me. If the reconnaissance party came this way, I see no sign of it. Still, it is possible that recent storms have obscured their trail, or that they took an alternative route to Camp River's Meet. Until we investigate the camp itself, we cannot be certain. Press on. Oh, I might have went one too far down. Maybe. I guess we'll see. I guess I didn't. The camp appears to be deserted, and yet I cannot shake the feeling that... Mrs. Sakari, pray search the camp while I stand watch. We dare not let the enemy take us unawares. I'll let the caster live, or they're gonna just cast paralysis on me. Are you alright? I heard sounds of struggle. Think the fury. I thought no one would come. 3 heretics slain and 1 knight saved. Just like that. You certainly live up to your reputation, Mr. Kari. What happened here, sir? Is there no one else? We were caught in a furious blizzard north of here, my lord. Naught but white all around, until we saw shapes moving towards us, running towards us, with naked steel in their hands. They cut down a few of the bastards who came close, but the others, they were shouting and screaming. After a while, I could only hear unfamiliar voices. I found my way to the camp, hoping to hide while the storm passed. But the heretics tracked you here. Aye. My lord, the heretics' hideaway lies somewhere to the north. We must move quickly before the snow buries all traces of their passings. My brothers, we must. Have faith, sir. Justice will be done, but first we must see you to safety. He has a right of it, Mr. Sakari. Whatever remains of the Heretic's trail will be gone with the next snowfall. But we cannot very well leave our friend here. I will see him to Falcon's Nest and gather reinforcements. In the meantime, I would have you search the area to the north of the camp for signs of an attack. Should you pick up the Heretic's trail, do not wait for me. Follow it back to their lair forthwith, being sure to leave me some clear footprints. I realize that this plan may place you in considerable danger, but I see no alternative. Rest assured, we will not be far behind. And Hikaru, thank you. What? Why is there an invisible wall there? It's because this water isn't... I see. It's frozen ice, but not passable. I see. Well, that would explain more. The tracks continue to the north. Tracks continue north. Tracks can... You know, there are a lot more... Are they aggressive? But I guess aggressive could be the word. But they're a lot more willing to say their or have their main motif of the expansion. Follow the fleeing hair. Okay. I. Now. Ow. Hi. Get rid of you first.
Looking for me, I presume.
The child who glimpsed the truth.
Make that Summer's voice also change.
No, it cannot be.
She cameth unto me, as didst thou. Alike in gifts, yet set upon different paths.
He speaks true, warrior of light. Like you, I have been blessed with the echo. The visions terrified me at first. They came without warning. I wondered what I had done to deserve them. But I had no time to ponder such things once the calamity came. The land turned against us, and in a matter of hours, Falcon's Nest was buried under 10 fulms of ice and snow. We had no choice but to flee for Ishgard. We came to the wall, and while we searched for a way through, there was an avalanche. And then I was alone. So I set forth for Dravania. I knew full well what might happen where I found. But I could not survive on my own. I was found, of course. And not by a mere dragon, but by the great worm Hraesvelgr. And it was then that I knew why I had been given this gift. For with it I heard his voice, and saw the truth through his eyes. I was chosen to deliver this revelation to the people, to bring dragon and man together as they once were, and should ever be.
Killing civilians won't bring them together. Not a wrong statement. I mean, they both say the same statement.
It wasn't supposed to be like that. You have to believe me. It was beyond my control. Children taught to fear the skies, who saw their loved ones slaughtered. Yet the Dravanians, though they know where the fault truly lies, fell upon them with such fury.
Men die, and their children forget. But we are everlasting. To us, then is as now. Thou canst not comprehend the violation, the outrage, the fury.
I will make this right. I am neither a saint nor a savior, just another sinner. Yet I will not forsake this cause. I cannot. I will see this cycle broken and peace restored. We can do naught else, for we are now as one.
Mr. Zakari, praise Halone, you are alive. We came as swiftly as we could, but I see we are too late. So they were lurking in the cellar of the farmhouse. It's a pity Lady Iceheart escaped. We must not let that detract from your accomplishments. We have them on the run. You have dealt our foes a telling blow today, my friend. I shall see that your efforts are recognized. Establishing an outpost in so remote a location could not have been easy. Tenacious devils. The knights have matters well in hand. Matters here well in hand. Let's return to Falcon's Nest. Ensure our discoveries with Thoroughbred Wall. Come, after trekking heretics across mounds of ice and snow, I would say you are due a few hours of rest near the fire. Lord Artoriel, Mr. Akari, so glad am I to see you both hale and healthy. What news? You mean to say you hunted the heretics down on your own and slew them before reinforcements could arrive? Quite a fury. I believe we have made great strides toward purging this land of heretics, and I mean to say as much as when I deliver my report to my father, as will I, Lord Artoriel. May it serve to remind our superiors what houses Durin there and Forton had achieved cooperation. Indeed, I trust you and your knights are content to handle the rest. We most certainly are, my lord. During your short time with us, you and Mr. Sakari have accomplished far more than I had thought possible. I cannot in good conscience impose upon you. I return to Ishgard with my thanks. As you wish, Sir Redwald. We thank you for your hospitality. Then back to Ishgard. Mr. Sakari, I would speak plain. From the first, I questioned your motives and your competence unjustly. I now realize rumors have a way of growing more fantastic as they spread, and quite frankly, those surrounding you beggar belief. But Horshvon swore that all stories were true. He championed your cause and begged father to grant your patronage. And he duly listened, because for all his wisdom, he has never been able to say no to my dear half-brother. The legacy of my father's soul in depression. Mother hated him, of course. Even on her deathbed, she refused to acknowledge him. And, to be honest, she was not alone in her feelings. But that is not the worst of it. At camp where rivers meet, we came upon the wounded knight. I knew immediately that one of us would have to pursue the heretic alone. An onerous task, fraught with danger. And there you were, savior of Eorzea, our honored guest of House Forton. My new comrade in arms, Horshvon's dear friend. I told myself it would be a test. Part of me hoped that you would fail. Yet you accepted the task without a word of protest, nor any sign of fear. And you duly tracked the enemy down, faced them alone, and lived to tell the tale. Plainly, Horshvon had the pride of it all along. That I doubted your strength bespeaks mine own weakness. I will not doubt you again, Mr. Sakari. On that, you have my word. That is quite crazy. Oh, what my cow was me out. Mr. Sakari, my lord the Count much desires to speak with you regarding your time with Lord Artoriel and Lord Amanelane. If you would remain here for a moment.
The hero returns. I cannot thank you enough for saving young Amanelane's life. Aye, he told me everything. I've also received letters from both House Zamail and Durandare praising your conduct, and that of House Forton. You've won as much honor, my friend.
I didn't realize they call it Zamail. The D is silent.
My lord.
What is it? Speak.
Pray forgive the intrusion, my lord, but I bring grave tidings. Master Alphino and Mistress Tataru have been detained on suspicion of fomenting heresy.
What? Explain.
They were observed entering a tavern in the lower levels on some half-dozen occasions. There, it is claimed, they made a number of inquiries. Inquiries which brought them into contact with certain elements. 'Twas this which prompted a Knight of the Heavensward to demand that they be questioned. Sir Grinno, my lord.
Sir Grinno is a brute. An exceedingly accomplished brute, but a brute nonetheless. Alas, he is also a son of House Zamail. quickly we forget the petty nature of men. I'd wager your friends are no more than pawns in another of my countrymen's games. Such is the way of things between the high houses.
Yeah, the D's just silent. Zamael. You've won the hearts and minds of many of my countrymen. There are those who will never be swayed. Men who will dismiss your efforts and resent your successes, even as we celebrate them. It's like that one such member of House Zamael is manipulating Sir Grinno. For he is not a man to dabble in politics of his own volition. He may genuinely believe your friends to be guilty, but I'm quite certain his masters know better. Yet the truth will avail us not if we cannot prove their innocence. You would do well to speak with Sir Aymeric at the congregation of our knights. Most heavenly. You will know more of these charges. Oh, I am very acquainted with Grinno. Very, very well acquainted with Grinno. It has been too long, Hikaru. Would that this visit came under happier circumstances. We are come to plead for Master Alphino and Mistress Sataru, I take it. Word of the detainment reached us while I was delivering my report on the Vanu Primal. Truly, I know not which is more ludicrous, these charges or that flying feathered whale. That Sir Grinno's accusations are baseless, I have no doubt. Refuting them will be difficult, however, as he is a knight of the Heavensward. I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all of Ishgard, sworn to serve his eminence alone. Suffice it to say, their testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to challenge their actions. After all the Scions have done, routing the heretics and defeating Shiva, helping us defend the steps of faith and drive back the Dravanian horde, after proving themselves true allies on countless occasions, there are naught we can do. I fear there is but one path left to us. We must demand a trial by combat. But of course, in a trial by combat sanctioned by the Inquisition, the victor's claim is judged true regardless of the petitioner's standing. Under Ishgardian law, a trial by combat pits the accuser against the accused. In this instance, Master Alphino, Mistress Sataru will be expected to face Sir Grinno and a second of his troop, another knight of the Heavensward, like. Two of them. By the feared, I can hardly be considered fair. Master Alphino's magical talents will not have gone unnoticed, meaning that he will have no choice but to participate. Mr. Sataru, on the other hand, is quite obviously bereft of martial skills, and should be afforded the right to name a champion to fight in her stead. Lest you doubt, I am ready and willing to serve in this capacity, as I am sure is Lord Horsefont, but all here present know that you are the most accomplished warrior among us, mayhap in the realm at large. Then it is settled. I will visit Master Alphino at once and inform him of our intentions. Hikaru, meet me at the tribunal when you have made it ready. Until then, my friend. That they should regard the silence with such suspicion even after you stood with us on the steps of faith. It is bad comedy. Yet unlike the grave injustice you suffered in Ul'dah, this wrong may swiftly be righted. The trial will be held at the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. I will be in attendance, as will many others with a vested interest in the outcome. Stint not in your preparations, my friend. The Knights of the Heavensward will provide a stern test for even one such as you. I guess that is the benefit of having Alone as the deity here. And she's not one to stray away from combat. So you can use that as a means of getting out of it. Could you imagine you just have to fight and your charges are just released? Like, hey, fight you to death to make sure what you're saying is wrong and what I'm saying is right. Like, very wild statement if you think about it. But I guess it makes sense if it's part of their religion, no matter how wild it is for us. Listen carefully, Hikaru. When the trial begins, the petitioner will be asked to restate his charges, and the accused invited to respond. In accordance with the law, they will be asked to restate their request for a trial by combat. Once the High Adjudicator acknowledges Mr. Shataru's right to name a champion, that is, when you make your entrance. Oh, I hate to see the look on Sir Grino's face when he sees his true opponent. It will be priceless. More seriously, should you begin to lose the heart, look to me in the stands, and I shall cheer so loud, you will wonder how you could ever have contrived to help yourself. Now, are you ready? Morshafont really is your biggest fan.
We are gathered here today under the watchful gaze of the Fury to ascertain the guilt of 2 souls in a trial by combat. Petitioners, step forward. Sir Grino, for the benefit of all here present, I would ask you to repeat the charges which you have leveled against this man and this woman.
I, Sir Grino de Zemile, brother of the Heavensward, did bear witness to these 2 foreigners consorting with heretics.
Let the accused step forward. Alfino Leveilleur, Tataru, you have heard the charges leveled against you. Will you take up arms to refute Sir Grino's claim, and thereby prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men?
I, Alfino Leveilleur, am innocent of this charge, and claim my right to trial by combat.
I, Tataru, am innocent of this charge. But I am no warrior and cannot fight. So, I claim the right to name a champion.
To the old and the infirm, the young and the weak, this right we allow. Very well. Who will stand for this woman?
Just as I was beginning to doubt the efficacy of the Ishgardian justice system. Come, my friend. Let us put an end to this mummer's farce.
I forget who the other knight is with Grino. I guess we'll see. Well,
Helone, render unto us your judgment. Raise up the righteous and cast down the wicked.
well, it looks like it's a Dragoon, but I don't remember his name. Their Polo Crane Cold Fire.
I have my pride.
Indulge enough even so high. How very nice of you to say.
This is down with you!
Can die.
It's over.
I mean, we won. The Fury has spoken. Alfier Levier Tataru Taru, you are hereby acquitted of all charges. Blessed are we who receive her wisdom and see justice wrought by her divine hand. Petitioners accused, go forth in peace. Delivered from an untimely demise yet again. My thanks, as always. Pride of Fury, what a splendid victory. To see how you strove in the face of adversity. Two brave young souls bound together by puissant bonds of camaraderie. Why, it stirred me to the very depth of my soul. Having been treated to such a rousing spectacle, it seems only right that I present you with a humble token of admiration. Pray receive of me a chocobo whistle. With it, you may summon a black chocobo, fully trained and ready to fly. Magnificent, is she not? Strong yet sleek, elegant yet eager. What say you, Hikaru? Will you take her for your steed? Lord Horshaphon, chocobos are prohibited in the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. Your steed must remain outside. And Aether Compass. You need Aether Currents to be able to fly. It also requires you to side quest to also unlock currents. You have obtained a black chocobo. When riding this mount, you will have the ability to fly, provided certain conditions have been. To fly in a given region, you must first find it all local Aether Currents. In order to attune to some Aether Currents, you will need to complete certain quests. However, most can be discovered via exploration. To aid you in this endeavor, you have also obtained an Aether Compass, which will provide you both the bearing and the distance of the current upon. The Aether Compass can be found under Collections, Duty section. To review your progress, select Travel from the main menu, followed by Aether Currents. So yeah. Aether Currents. You do need these, and kind of pain. He needed to buy, so necessary evil. Black chocobos are all well and good, but the true reward for your efforts is the exoneration of your comrades. They shall be released upon the completion of certain minor formalities, which I mean to see to personally. In the meantime, pray return to Fortaunt Manor. The court has done so already. The Count has done so already, and will doubtlessly be eager to discuss today's events. I was not present at the trial, but my father told me of your performance. He said you were a wonder to behold. Are you trying to become the talk of the city? Because if you are, you're doing an admirable job of it. Brings me joy to see you in good health, Mr. Sakari. Manservant's the nicest one. Alone smiles on us yet again, Mr. Sakari, guiding you to victory and setting your comrades free. I confess, I did fear for your safety, which is not to say I doubted your prowess, you understand. I merely knew the strength of your opponents. Ahem. You do have a habit of exceeding my expectations. Besting two of the Heavensward, while the city elites looked on. By the Fury, anyone who hasn't been paying attention to you will surely do so from now on. My lord. We have just received a message from the vault. His Eminence the Archbishop requests the presence of Mr. Sakari. An invitation from the Archbishop? What an honor. A personal summon is indeed a great honor, and given recent events, you would be wise not to delay. Go, Mr. Sakari, we shall speak anon. A priest will be waiting for you outside the vault. Identify yourself to him, and he will escort you inside. Time to go meet the warden. We are honored to receive you, Mr. Sakari. This way, please.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise. I am Thorin VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies. You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate, but as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This, I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyrin?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that we of the Heavensward were in receipt of erroneous information. Sir Grinno has ever been headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred. For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain. That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Your Eminence, As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position. Now tell me, young lady, what do you know of the Ascians? Much and more, I shouldn't wonder, being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them, have entertained them as guests, even. Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them. Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the Warrior of Light. If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
Very forthcoming, man. Very straight to the
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you? Well, well. A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced. By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well. We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you. When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Rauburn is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orchiphon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Rauburn.
Tulky number 7. Though the situation calls for urgency, it would avail us little to charge headlong without a plan. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate, which is why I propose that we visit Limsa Lominsa. Ah, you heard me right. While you were about your altruistic endeavors, I acted as an intermediary in trade and negotiation between House Fortom and the Lominsa Consortium. During said negotiation, an opportunity to send a word to the Admiral presented itself, and I duly seized it. I was happy to report that we have yet a stout ally in Limsa. The Admiral has pledged our full cooperation in any effort to Rauburn. Accordingly, I have agreed to meet with her, that we might discuss how best to proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies, after all. When you arrive in Limsa Lominsa, make yourself known to Sergeant Santail at Bulwark Hall on the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge. But yeah, as said in the end of AR, we're not... The common folk don't really see us as enemy. Really only just propaganda. The Admiral has been expecting you. Say the word and I shall take you.
Friends, 'tis good to see you safe and well. I will admit I had not counted on you seeking, let alone finding refuge within the Holy See, but full glad was I to learn that you had.
Thankfully, we had allies there who took us under their wing. And theirs was not the only aid we receive, I suspect. When we fled Uldar, we fully expected to become wanted men, known to all and hounded at every turn. Yet that did not come to pass. On the contrary, 'twould seem the charges against us have not been made public. Might we have you to thank for that, Admiral?
Sharp as ever, Master Alphino. On Marshal Terrapin's urging, the Elder Seed Seer and I demanded that the Syndicate suppress news of the Scion's alleged crimes until such time as irrefutable evidence could be found. Our argument was simple. Lacking proof, to accuse the saviors of the realm of so unlikely a crime would have the people up in arms. In their wisdom, the Syndicate agreed, as you yourself have seen. There is something you should know. Some few days prior to the banquet, the Elder Seedseer and I were summoned for a private audience with the Sultana. There, she revealed her intent to announce her abdication, that she might pave the way for the establishment of an Uldan republic.
What? But such an announcement would have plunged the entire nation into chaos.
She was well aware of that. 'Twas for fear of what might ensue that she summoned us. Her Grace wanted the Elder Seed Seer and I to lend Rauban a helping hand, you see? To aid him in preserving the peace during the transition.
So, having somehow caught wind of her plan, Lolorito and Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination in the hope of maintaining the constitutional status quo. But they must have known that her death would sow as much chaos as her abdication. Chaos from which Teleji alone might feasibly stand to profit. Surely Lolorito would never knowingly... Ah, could it be? I dare not hope.
The Uldan authorities have yet to announce the Sultana's passing. To allay any suspicion that may arise from Her Grace's absence, they have issued a statement to the effect that she is presently convalescing from illness.
Mayhap they're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news. Or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
Something else has been bothering me, Admiral. I was dismayed to learn that General Rauban is to be executed. Yet upon hearing the news, I could not help but wonder why he had been kept alive for so long. Pray mistake not my meaning. I am, of course, overjoyed that our friend still draws breath, and that he might yet be saved. But if his enemies truly wished to eliminate him, they could have done so immediately. I see no reason for this delay.
Aye, you've struck upon an important point, Master Alphino. Following his capture, Rauban had been held in the Marasaja pit within Uldar. In recent days, however, he has reportedly been moved to an unknown location. Queerly, 'twas not the Brass Blades who spirited him away either, but a band of soldiers decked in blue.
The Crystal Braves.
Aye. If I read the winds aright, the arrangement between Lord Lolorito and the Braves has come under strain. At any rate, if we're to rescue Rauban, we'll have to find him first. And you'll be glad to hear that I have already entrusted the task to those best able to see it done. Our
Hello,
friends
Baron Von
of
Pancakes.
Doma.
Rauban's survival is vital to the Eorzean Alliance. We can ill afford to lose him. But I cannot send troops into Ul'dah. It would spell the end of the Alliance, and war, like as not. If there is to be a rescue, it falls to you and you to attempt it. How goes? It goes well. How are you been? How are you doing? I would not have it any other way, Admiral. It was I who founded the Crystal Braves, and I who must take responsibility for their action. Spoken like a true leader, Master Alphino. By way of a first step, you should seek out our Doman contact. You will find her among the frontier hands at Revenant's School, working in a kitchen. Off to Revenant's School. I believe the kitchen is floor. Here. Mrs. Hikaru, I knew in my heart that you are safe, but to see you again in the flesh, Words cannot well express my relief. Even as the victory feast was taking place, the Crystal Braves turned upon us and took the Rising Stones by force. Amid the chaos, some few of my compatriots and I were able to slip away unnoticed. Since then, we have remained in Revenant's Hold, keeping watch over the mutineer while awaiting your return. You have done well by us, and we Domans do not soon forget our debts. We swear to do all within our power to aid you. Shortly before you arrived, I received word from Limsa that you were searching for General Raban. As the Admiral will have informed you, he was recently moved from his cell in the Marasaja pit. At the same juncture, Yuhaze and the third unit were observed leaving the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice it to say, we have people shadowing the third. If you would join the hunt, please seek out the Wear at Highbury, where I too am. Is that black or Kemp? Drybones. Bridge many times. I have been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I shall be direct. Yuhaze and his men are bound for Halatali. We believe this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Ozan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him. Halatali. All the way down here. We did that dungeon. Even though it's I don't even know if auxiliary is the right word. It's not a mandatory dungeon. Whatever the proper word for that. You come at a good time, my friends. But moments ago, the traitor Ilbert arrived and entered Halatali. From this, we may be certain that General Raban is being held within. There's no time to lose. General Al-Din may be executed at any moment. You must enter Halatali and free him from his captors. Please see to your preparations and tell me when you are ready to proceed. One of our own will accompany you inside.
Pray, forgive me my lateness.
Lady Ugiri!
Master Alphino, I am pleased to see that the light of resolve shines in your eyes once more.
Ah, yes. How pathetic I must have seemed to you when we last met. I am ashamed to record it. For a time I was well and truly lost. But with the aid of my comrades, I have since refound my purpose, and I shall take care not to misplace it again.
Since your escape from Ulda, my fellow shinobi and I have shadowed the Crystal Braves every step, in hopes of learning the Scion's whereabouts. Regrettably, our investigation has yet to yield any useful information. Pray, forgive us.
You need not apologize, my lady. We are grateful for all that you have done on our behalf. Besides, Ralban is no less a friend, and we cannot well abandon him to his fate.
Hozan! The three of us shall attend to the Flame General's rescue. Pray, draw away the guards by the entrance. Take Dowade and Higiri with you. with me!
I do like ninja. I really do.
Away with you!
Leave this to me!
I wish the Mutras would be that quick. But I think this was back when Mudras were like OGCD or something. I heard early in Shadowbringers differently than what they did now. Did not play at that time for. Well, I just did not play, period. I have heard stories. Where are his captors in? He is bound by some manner of magic tech device, yet I dare not force it open. It may well be booby-trapped. I have heard of such devices. The Crystal Braves will possess the key. Let us split up and look for it. That will not be necessary. Pray do not take it personally, my friends. You are victims of harsh economic. Happily, you will not suffer for long. The poison will convey you swiftly onto the bosom of Dal, where I hope to join you after passing of many prosperous years. The Alphanol's fine, right? The Braves have the key. It's also weird that we have. Oh, never mind. Oh, brilliant. I thought it was called something else. I don't know how that alone just caused that much poison. Also, aside from the fact that how you Kaze isn't affected by it. But you know what? I will not question it any further. I didn't get to 50-50 or 100-100. No. Allies don't heal. Never realized they never healed. The little bridge gap lets me not have to go all the way around. Very nice. My thanks. Slowly, General. You're yet too weak from your ordeal. Nevertheless, we must quit this place. I should have known. What are clever contrivances to the Warrior of Light? Well done, hero. Illbird. You mean to struggle on then? Very well. If you'd stand in my way, I will cut you down with all the rest. Come, Scions, let us get this over with. I told you Laurentius was not a good one, but Sultana's assassins are here. Crystal Braves. No hero, never was, never will.
I'll tear you limb from limb.
This changes nothing.
It is over, Ilberd. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lass, you best wake up. The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves? They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them. And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland. And I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing! If we ourselves are not free, free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alphino. Now is not the time.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. And still you came for me. I'm in your debt.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
On your feet, gladiator. This fight is not over.
Rest assured, I was not planning to die till it avenged the Sultana. Still, your words are welcome, lass. Know this, Ilberd. There is nothing I would not give to see you pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
General, are you aware that Lord Lolorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell. 'Tis passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity, and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
As did we all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive proof, nor do I wish to give you false hope, but I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without.
The general is safe. What news without? My lady, the guards have been subdued as per your command. We have since kept watch over the entrance. There have been no further activity. And Ilbert and his minion have fled via some other egress. Scour the perimeter for signs of their passing. At once, my lady. General Alden, I presume, and the signs of the 7th dawn. Who are you? Identify yourself. Pray do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I come bearing a message of goodwill. For your own safety, she bade me direct your steps to the Waking Sands. Know that Master Riange awaits you there, along with others sympathetic to your cause. This is no ruse, I assure you. General Alden, if you will come with me, I prepared a carriage, that you may travel in comfort, safe from prying eyes. I have spoken for Riange via Link Pearl. He confirms the man's story. Raban is in safe hands. Let us make our way to Vesper Bay. Back to the Waking Sands.
My dearest friends, praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father! Pippin, my son, and Master Papashan besides.
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
You.
It was I who arranged this gathering. And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala, head of the Order of Noldthor, and member of the Syndicate.
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she alive?
Young lady, I understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji. 'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining above suspicion.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
Some manner of sedative, perchance, of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say Her Grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Uldar, even as we speak.
Oh, Nanamo. I will never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Lolorito's hands are far from clean. They did pluck her grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something. And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information and arranged this gathering. I hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teleji Adeleji left behind. You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace and take your place at her side once more, for her sake and that of our nation.
That's some crazy sleight of hand if she's able to do that. Change poison bottles at that moment. I now counted on Prioress Dulala herself appearing. In my defense, my suspicions regarding the Sultana proved more prescient. Much remains to be done. On rescuing Raban, we have taken a vital first step towards resolving matters. Oh, we couldn't have done it without you, Hikaru. Thank you. We'll take this. Tataru? Yes, General Raban is now in safe hands. What? Another assault? Very well, we shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Gervanians are preparing to resume their siege of the Holy See. But I am loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate. We lack the necessary evidence to act on Dulala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Tarupin and the others to investigate. Return with all haste to Ishgard. Okay, well, I probably need to stop here. I do need to work the next following day. Yeah, that'll be all for now. I felt like we made some progress, but in reality, we're really still very, very early on in Heavensward. But very good things to note are voice acting is much better. Like big things. A lot of things a lot more things are voiced, which help as well. Rather than just having me. Yeah. So far, we still don't really have many answers to many things. Really only have one enemy right now. Heretics and the Gervanians. But the plot has been ever laid forth. And we shall continue it on a different day. So, thank you for watching, and thank you for stepping by. Hope you have a good rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Bye-bye.